The hidden stories that lurk beneath Hollywood's dazzling lights. Within them reside a power couple, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos. Their love story was once like a fairy tale, but nowadays, only one question circulates. Is this relationship truly so perfect, or does it conceal some dark, secret mysteries? In today's episode, we will dive into the gossip behind Kelly and Mark's glamorous lives, the unknown chapters of their relationship, and discover why Hollywood is now buzzing with whispers. Will this love last, or will it crumble before the eyes of millions of fans? Kelly Ripa, a name familiar to American television audiences for years. Her vibrant smile, flirty humor, and that energy that keeps viewers glued to the live stage every morning. On the other hand, Mark Consuelos, a name that first shone on the set of All My Children, and from there began a fairy tale love story. Yes, their love story began in front of the camera, but truthfully, it contained many twists and turns. Many say Kelly and Mark's relationship was a kind of rebellion, because when they fell in love, no one could have imagined this relationship would go so far. They secretly married, without even informing their families or the media. They thought it could be kept secret, but when love is so fiery, it cannot be hidden. From that moment began the first chapter of the Kelly-Mark saga. Year after year, they showed their love, their arguments, and their chemistry both on and off camera. Mark appeared many times as a guest on Kelly's talk show, and each time their conversations sparked a frenzy of discussion. Fans said, "This couple is absolutely perfect." But, in Hollywood, the word perfection is often just an illusion. And today we will discover what lies behind that illusion. In the Hollywood sky, the stars that shine brightest never lead simple lives. And among those dazzling constellations, two of the most discussed names are Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos, television's beloved power couple, whose love story was once just like a movie. But today the question arises, is this story truly so perfect? Or does it hide something that no one has ever seen? In today's Gossip Report, we will unravel the beginning of their love, their secret marriage, the tension building behind the laughter and fun on the show's set, and those moments that have cast a shadow of doubt in fans' minds. So let the Kelly-Mark saga Part 1 begin. Kelly Ripa, a name that is now the morning habit of millions of viewers. Her smile, sharp wit, and incredible energy have made her the queen of American talk shows. But she wasn't always like this. In the early 90s, Kelly arrived on the set of All My Children. Although she initially had a small role, her charisma and acting prowess made her one of the show's main faces. Viewers began to realize there was something special about this girl. And it was on that set that she first met Mark Consuelos. Mark was a new face then. Tall, dark, handsome, just like a Latino hero from a romantic movie. It is said that on their very first day, Kelly looked at him and thought, "This is my future husband." And Mark reportedly had the same feeling. Their chemistry on camera was like fire, but the real fire was burning off camera. Their secret dating began. Although colleagues sensed it, no one spoke out publicly, because Kelly and Mark kept everything carefully hidden. In Hollywood, gossip doesn't take long to spread. It is said that Kelly's family initially did not accept Mark, because Mark was then a struggling actor. His career was not yet stable. But Kelly was absolutely headstrong. She reportedly told her friends, "I know this is my person. It doesn't matter if the rest of the world doesn't accept it." Finally, they made a decision that surprised everyone. In 1996, secretly, they eloped and got married in Las Vegas. No big ceremony, no red carpet, just two people who decided to be together forever. But this is where the real drama began. Initially, everything seemed like a fairy tale. Kelly and Mark's honeymoon phase was goals for fans. They laughed in interviews, teased each other on talk shows, and created an image of a perfect couple in the media. But those who were close to them tell a different story. It is said that Kelly was extremely career-oriented. She always wanted her own name, her own spotlight. Mark, on the other hand, was a bit more traditional. He wanted family stability. Between these two visions, a tug-of-war was slowly developing. What fans saw was laughter and fun. But deep down, Kelly and Mark were fighting for their positions. In 1999, the first major rumor about them spread. Tabloids reported, Kelly and Mark have started living separately. Although they immediately denied the news, fans did not believe it. Because that's when some on-air hints began. Kelly joked about Mark multiple times on her show, sometimes saying he was too jealous, sometimes saying, "We don't always agree." Viewers wondered, was this just a joke, or was there real truth behind it? This is where the constant whispers around Kelly-Mark's relationship began. In Hollywood, public image is everything.
And how bad
this was true for Kelly and Mark
and
too.
It's never
From
really
the
that
outside,
bad or
they were
good.
picture perfect.
It allows
3
you to
children,
continue
a
on with
beautiful
the rest
family,
of your career
successful
doing
careers.
It's a good thing.
What more could an ideal couple be? But insiders say that the pressure to maintain this image created a storm in their relationship. Kelly often shared stories about her family on the show, but Mark reportedly wanted some privacy. This reportedly led to arguments at home. And this slowly turned into the debate of Hollywood's perfect couple, or a perfect pretense? So dear viewers, this is how Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos' love story began. Initially, everything was filled with romance, but from the secret marriage to the first big gossip storm, everything seemed to indicate that this relationship was not so simple. And it doesn't end here. Because in part 2, we will dive even deeper. You are about to find out how Kelly's career began to skyrocket, how Mark faced a new rivalry in trying to prove himself, and how the first real explosion occurred in their relationship. Stay tuned, because Kelly and Mark's story has just begun. In part 1, we saw how Kelly and Mark's love began like a fairy tale. Secret marriage, honeymoon phase, and the initial media frenzy. But now the real story begins. Because as careers rose quickly, the tension within their relationship became clearer. In the late 90s, Kelly's career reached new heights. After joining Live with Regis and Kelly, as co-host alongside Regis Philbin, she became a household name overnight. Her vibrant presence on the morning talk show, her connection with viewers, all combined to make her America's morning darling. But there was a slight problem here. As Kelly's star rose, the pressure on Mark increased. Mark was still a recognizable face on television. All My Children fans loved him. But he didn't achieve Kelly's mainstream popularity. He often waited for work, auditioned, and by that time Kelly was already the talk show queen. Insiders say Mark often felt lost in Kelly's shadow. While marrying a strong, independent woman was a source of pride, constantly comparing himself to her and feeling inferior was difficult for any man. This is where the first major issue was born: jealousy. Fans noticed that Kelly often made comments on the show that hinted Mark was somewhat possessive. She joked, "Mark is very protective, sometimes overprotective." But gossip columnists took these words seriously. Tabloid headlines read, "Mark Consuelos can't handle Kelly's fame?" Once on the show, Kelly even said, "I like it when Mark can't handle me. It shows he still loves me very much." Viewers laughed, but deep down, was everything really so funny? Or was there a deep tension hidden within? First major clash, insider gossip. In 2001, a major incident occurred. According to a close source, Kelly and Mark reportedly got into a big argument at a New York restaurant. It is said that an old friend of Kelly's came to their table and hugged her, which Mark reportedly did not like at all. Mark reportedly immediately got angry and left the table. That night was terribly bad. Tabloids published news. Kelly Ripa in tears after public spat with husband. Although their representative immediately denied it, eyewitnesses said the incident was absolutely true. This is where another big disparity began. In the media, they were a happy couple, but in reality, their struggles seemed to be a daily part of their lives. Kelly once admitted in an interview, "Our relationship is not at all perfect. We argue a lot. In fact, we are both very strong personalities." Fans thought this was just candid honesty, but tabloids turned it into a new story. Kelly admits marriage troubles. Then came the children. Michael, Lola, and Joaquin, their 3 children. From the outside, it looked like a happy family. But in the gossip world, it was rumored that after the birth of their children, immense pressure arose as Kelly tried to balance work and motherhood. Mark reportedly wanted Kelly to step back from her career somewhat, but Kelly was firm. "I will have my family, and I will have my work." This situation reportedly led to arguments repeatedly. Once on the show, Kelly jokingly said, "When Mark gets angry with me, he doesn't talk to me." Viewers laughed, but the media caught on. U.S. Weekly's headline read, "Silent Treatment. Trouble in Ripa Consuelos' Paradise?" It was slowly becoming clear that there was a storm within this couple, but they never explicitly showed it to their fans. So Kelly's career was then skyrocketing, and Mark was struggling to establish his own separate identity. Within this, jealousy, tension, and those arguments that repeatedly made headlines in gossip magazines began to accumulate. But these were just the initial cracks. The real explosion was yet to come. Because in Part 3, we will find out how a talk show moment stunned fans, how a Trouble in Paradise discussion storm began on social media, and how divorce rumors first emerged regarding Kelly-Mark's relationship. Stay tuned. The real drama is yet to come. In Part 2, we saw Kelly's career soar, and Mark struggling to find his own identity. Within this, jealousy, tension, and multiple reports of arguments accumulated. But now the story is about to take a completely new turn. Because moments are coming that shook not only their family but also their entire fan base. Yes, now comes the chapter where the social media storm, on-air clashes, and for the first time, that terrifying word, divorce, were heard. Kelly Ripa was always the queen of talk shows. And on talk shows, she never shied away from sharing stories about her personal life. But around 2010, an incident occurred that raised questions among viewers. Was their relationship truly happy? In one episode, Kelly jokingly said, "Mark is the very jealous type. If I show too much chemistry with my co-host, he gets angry when he comes home." The audience laughed and Regis Philbin also laughed it off. But viewers at home were stunned. Because was this truly just a joke? Or did Kelly inadvertently reveal their real problems? Social media immediately erupted with discussions. Is Kelly really in trouble? At that time, Twitter was just gaining popularity, and gossip blogs were red hot. From Perez Hilton to TMZ, everyone picked up on Kelly's remark. Headlines were printed. Kelly admits jealousy problems at home. Trouble in Paradise for TV's favorite couple? Fans were divided into two camps. Some said, "Oh, they're just joking." While others said, "No, this is an expression of Kelly's inner pressure." This is how the first major storm brewed on social media. Mark doesn't often speak publicly about personal matters in the media. But in an interview, when asked directly, he replied somewhat angrily, "People think they know our marriage because they see a few jokes on TV. But they don't. What we have is real, and it's ours." Although he tried to calm fans with these words, he actually added more fuel to the gossip. Because fans wondered, why did Mark get so angry? Is he hiding something? In 2013, another incident rocked the gossip world. Kelly posted a picture on Instagram, without Mark, only with her and some old male friends. The caption read, "Old friends, old memories, good times." Immediately, the comment section exploded. Someone wrote, "Where's Mark?" Someone else wrote, "Kelly looks happier without him." Even more significantly, Mark himself reportedly did not like that picture. After this, tabloids headlined, "Trouble Brewing? Mark silent on Kelly's post." After all of this, the most terrifying word was heard for the first time: divorce. Some magazines directly claimed, Kelly and Mark living separate lives. Someone wrote, "Sources say they are on the brink of divorce." Although both immediately denied it. Kelly joked on a show, "Every time you open a magazine, we're either divorcing or having our fourth baby. The truth is somewhere in between." Viewers laughed, but many gossip columnists saw this as damage control. In 2015, another incident occurred on the show that did not escape the audience's attention. Kelly had developed strong chemistry with her co-host Michael Strahan. Mark came as a guest on that day's episode. In jest, Kelly said, "Michael and I have such good chemistry that Mark sometimes gets worried." Mark immediately replied seriously, "Yes, I'm not sure about that." The audience was then plunged into an uncomfortable silence. Although it was later covered up with laughter and banter, fans said, there was clear anger in Mark's eyes at that moment. That clip went viral on YouTube, garnered millions of views, and the comment section was ablaze. Kelly embarrassed him on live TV. "This marriage is falling apart in front of us." One insider reportedly said, "Kelly loves to be the star. She doesn't mean harm, but Mark doesn't like being the butt of the joke on national television. Another added, their relationship is actually a power struggle. Both are strong, both want control. And when that struggle comes out in front of the camera, it looks terrifying. During this time, tabloids started publishing one story after another. Kelly and Mark, fights behind closed doors. Is divorce next for TV's power couple? Public spats raising eyebrows. Each headline seemed to attract more fans, and fans on social media became even more divided. Kelly always laughed off these rumors. On the show, she once said, "If Mark and I were actually divorcing, you'd know. Because I'd sell tickets." The audience laughed, but many said, even if it's a joke, there might be some truth to it. Because in Hollywood, no one reveals everything just to protect their image. So, in this way, one after another on-air moment, social media post and gossip blog stories created a new chapter, where for the first time, fans were afraid about Kelly and Mark's relationship. Divorce rumors were just gossip then, but many believed it was only a matter of time. And it doesn't end here. Because in part 4 we will find out how Michael Strahan's departure from the show was an emotional moment for Kelly, and further questions arose about Mark's role during that time. And that's when a different picture of the Kelly-Mark relationship emerged in the eyes of a new generation of fans. Stay tuned, because an even bigger shock is coming in the next chapter. Friends, today we will step into that secret world where turmoil hides behind laughter, camera flashes, and curated social media frames. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos. They might look like the perfect couple, but the inside story of Hollywood is completely different. Their relationship's ups and downs, jealousy, professional pressure, and family rumors have created such a dramatic chapter that will raise your eyebrows. Mark's career frustration. For a long time, fans have noticed that Kelly's popularity is always sky-high, but Mark often falls under her shadow. Even though he is a co-host on Live with Kelly and Mark, many say Kelly is the main attraction. Industry insiders have rumored that Mark often feels like he's just becoming a sidekick. While his own acting career, like the character Hiram Lodge in Riverdale, has been somewhat successful, it pales in comparison to Kelly's glamour. This pressure reportedly extends into their home. A close source claims that Mark sometimes feels Kelly becomes bossy with him, leading to small arguments. Kelly's jealousy, the young actresses. On the other hand, there's no end to rumors about Kelly either. She is reportedly very possessive. Whenever Mark works with young actresses on a new project, Kelly scrutinizes his every move. Once at an event, seeing Mark talking to a budding actress, Kelly's face showed annoyance. There are even some paparazzi photos where her discomfort is evident. Fans are saying, Kelly monitors Mark not just on screen, but off screen too. Controversy over children's careers. Their 3 children, Michael, Lola, and Joaquin, often go viral on social media. But rumors suggest that Kelly and Mark are internally conflicted about their children's career choices. When Michael wanted to start an acting career, Kelly supported him, but Mark wanted his son to finish college first. Kelly is excited about Lola's music, but Mark has jokingly said multiple times, she still has a long way to go. Fans believe that these family disagreements often heighten tension. Live show rumors. Multiple viewers have claimed that the occasional light arguments or banter between Kelly and Mark during the live show are not actually scripted. Rather, they are expressions of real tension. In one episode, Kelly jokingly called Mark too controlling, and Mark became somewhat awkward and quiet. Social media was then abuzz with questions. Is this really an indication of their real-life problems? These moments keep viewers hooked because that raw scent of gossip is immediately caught. The big question in the gossip world now is, will Kelly and Mark truly last? Some tabloids have written that they are reportedly undergoing counseling to save their relationship. On the other hand, fans believe they are not that dramatic. These could be publicity stunts to boost show ratings. But what's the truth? No one knows. However, one thing is clear. No matter how much this couple tries to present themselves as perfect, the hidden instability is inevitably coming out. So what do you think? Are Kelly and Mark merely acting in front of the camera? Or is their relationship truly on the verge of falling apart? The real truth of this story might come out soon. Nothing lasts forever in the world of gossip,